Hey, this is Michael with digitaltshirtshop.com here. I am looking at my Etsy promoted listings, and holy mackerel, look at those numbers. I have spent $30.95 and only made 38 bucks. To me, that looks like almost 100%. Now, did the math just a second ago, it wasn't actually 100%. It's like 80%. I've spent 80% of all the dollars that I made on advertising. Now that is way, way, way out of line for what I'm actually wanting to do. So, um, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do. Now we started at $1. I thought, based on the cost per click, I'm gonna bump that up to $2. And then probably 2 or 3 days ago, I thought, maybe I ought to try $3, see if that helps increase the number of clicks and the number of purchases. And I tell you, for whatever reason, they are not buying what I've got on there. Now I've got a couple of fairly popular listings. I have people who are actually liking, and I guess I shouldn't go on and specifically show you people's names, but I've got people liking. I've had 25 favorites recently in the last short while, but the promoted listings, and I would say a lot of those are the Hawaiian shirts, the Aloha shirts, and the pineapple shirts. But I just do not have a lot of people actually buying. So I need to maybe go back to the drawing board, decide if I need to list a different type of product, or maybe expand on what I have and see if I can come up with something that more people are generally interested in. Um, but as it is right now, looking at those numbers, that's not gonna. It may work for the short term right now, but it is not going to work for the long term. Having the majority of every dollar that we make going to revenue. Now, I did actually have a woman call me, actually not call me, she messaged through Etsy, and she's interested in buying 35 of the pineapple shirts. She wanted a discount on it. My wife and I had a bit of a discussion about this the other night, well, last night, about where a discount ought to start. Now, I know traditional t-shirt shops, and this is my problem as far as how I run my business. I don't run it like a traditional t-shirt shop. And excuse me. Traditional t-shirt shop would have a base price for the shirt and a base price for the printing, and the more you buy, the lower the printing becomes. Um, and mine's not really set up that way. We talked about how we need to decide based on the number of shirts they buy that there's a tiered discount if it's requested, so that it's controlled. It's easy to go, okay, well, if somebody was going to buy 35 shirts and they went to X, Y, or Z company, how much would they pay for those shirts? If they went locally, how much would they pay? The difference is she seems to want my design, and my design's on my website. So she's kind of stuck with that unless she was to take it and take the image and try to duplicate it and then turn around and try to get somebody to print it for her. Now this, so what I did is I offered her, because of the volume she was buying, $5.99 a shirt. So $5.99 a shirt times 35 shirts, which could potentially be a $209 sale. If she was buying them at the regular $9.99 times 35 would have been a $350 sale. So she'd be getting a fairly substantial discount. Now, she seems as though she's serious about buying them. She was going to get back to me at the beginning of the week with shirt sizes, but that one would be related to Digital T-Shirt Shop, that particular sale. And I don't know 100% if it was, that she was drawn in through, the promoted listings, or just saw it on Etsy or saw it on Google and clicked into the site. I really am not sure. I'd have to talk to her and ask her to see if she kind of remembers how she found us. So, but that's kind of where we're at. You look at that looks dismal, incredibly dismal. And if you look over at the Google side, the cost per click is actually really good. I mean, we're probably spending 15 cents per click. 3 clicks, we just don't have any revenue. We're not getting all the impressions on Google. We're not, you know, we're not getting the impressions. We're not getting the clicks. We're not getting the revenues. Pretty much how it is. We've got a budget set up. We're just nowhere near um, actually collecting it. Etsy does an interesting thing where they'll you get some money back, get $100 in credit when you spend $25 in the first 30 days. I've got 14 days left to spend it, but they're not spending it. I've set it up to spend it, but for some reason, whatever the reason is, it's not. They're not displaying. They're not being clicked. So, and that could be, excuse me, that could be related to the keywords I'm using. Possibly, I would imagine the keywords directly relate to how Etsy's displaying them. And I might need to go do a little bit of research on that to discover how that relates, and the quantity and order of keywords, or duplication of keywords that might prevent something from displaying. So, um, but that's basically where my promoted listings are. I think they look abysmal, horrible, awful. And they just are not making me any money right now, which is completely the wrong direction from where we wanted to go. They looked pretty good a week or so ago when we were first looking at them. Now they look atrocious. So, and I used as many bad words as I could use without saying a bad word. So there we go.